Everyone keeps asking me the same question: is now a good time to buy a home in Austin? And the honest answer is probably going to make some people mad, because the answer isn't yes or no. It depends on where you're looking, what you're buying, and whether or not you can afford it without gambling on a refinance. I'm Shannon Green, a realtor here in Austin, Texas. I've lived in this city since 1994. I've watched it boom, I've watched it absolutely go insane in 2021, and I've watched it come back down over the last few years. So I'm not guessing about this. I'm going to be walking you through exactly what the data says about our market right now, city by city and price point by price point. Here's what we're covering. I'm going to be going over what it really means, what the numbers mean when we're talking about a buyer's market, and what that means depending on where you are shopping in Austin. I'm going to be breaking down the huge gap between the city of Austin and the suburbs of Austin, because that gap is bigger than most people realize. And I'll give you the 3 questions that I use on my own clients so that they can really decide if they are ready to buy right now or not. Thinking about relocating to Austin or the surrounding areas? Well, I've got just the thing for you. My team and I have taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research, and I've linked it down below. From top employers to the best hospitals and a boatload of other things you might need to know before making the move. And the best part is it's 100% free. Just click the link in the description or the top pinned comment. I hope that helps. So let's start with the headline numbers, because they tell a more complicated story than the news makes it sound. According to the June 2026 Housing Market Report, this is from our MLS in this area, the Metro sold 15,698 homes in the first half of this year. That's up almost 5% more than this time last year. At the same time, the median price for the Austin and surrounding areas like Round Rock, Georgetown, all the areas around, dropped by about 2% to $425,000. That's for the first half of the year. But in June alone, that price ticked up to $450,000. And pending sales, which tells us what's coming up next, jumped over 13% that month compared to last June. So here's what that means if you are actually a buyer. Prices aren't crashing. They've corrected from the 2021 and 2022 peak, and now they're starting to stabilize. Buyers have more room to negotiate than they have in years, but the window where you can totally lowball a seller and win, that window's closing. Pending sales don't jump by 13% if sellers are desperate. Now, here's the part that almost nobody explains correctly, and it's the reason why national headlines don't apply to your specific search. When people quote you on the Austin median price, you have to ask, which Austin? According to the June 2026 market snapshot with our MLS, the median home price for the city of Austin, that's Austin proper, was $605,000. That's actually up 3.6% from a year ago. That same month, the median price across the entire metro, which again will include Round Rock, Cedar Park, Buda, Kyle, Georgetown, Bastrop, that price was around $450,000. That's a $155,000 gap between the city and the suburbs. So if you're looking in Travis Heights, Mueller, Zilker Park, West Austin, or anywhere close to downtown, you're competing in a completely different market that someone is looking in the suburbs like Leander or Hutto or Manor. Neither one is right or wrong. It just means the strategy has to match the zip code. In the city itself, the same June report showed that active listings fell over 22%. That's year over year, and it went down to 4,665 homes. And homes were closing at 94.5% of the list price on average. That's up just barely from 93.6% a year ago. And homes are also moving a little bit faster. Average days on the market in the city dropped to 48 days. That's 4 days quicker than June at this time last year. That's tighter than a lot of people assume when they are thinking a buyer's market. And this next one almost surprises everyone, because this is where some of my own clients are shopping. The luxury segment, meaning homes that are priced above $1 million, is not behaving the way people assume. In June, there were barely over 1,000 active listings that were above $1 million across the metro, with 258 of them closing that month. And here's the surprising part. Those homes were only sitting on the market an average of 45 days, which is faster than the broader metro, which was the average of 62 days. And they're closing at close to 97% of list to sales ratio. What that tells buyers is at that price point, people know exactly what they want. They're pre-approved and they move fast on the right property. If you're shopping in Barton Creek, Westlake, Steiner Ranch, or Lake Travis area and you find something priced correctly, you're not going to have all the time in the world to think it over. This is not a segment where you casually browse for 6 months. So with all that context, how do you know if now is the right time for you? I use the same 3 questions with every buyer I work with, no matter what the price point. Question 1, can you comfortably make the payment today? Not after a hypothetical refinance. If your plan is to buy now and hypothetically refinance your way into a comfortable payment later, that's not a plan, that's a bet, and now you're gambling. You buy the house because the payment works for you right now. Question 2, are you buying for the right reason? Buying out of fear because you think you might miss out is not a good reason. Buying because you have a stable job, a stable life, and you're ready to stop renting your house to someone else, that's the right reason. Question number 3, and this is a big one. Are you going to stay long enough for it to make sense? This is one that some people skip. If you're not planning to stay put for a few years, I would even say up to at least 5, or you're not willing to hold the home as a rental in case your plans change, then you need to slow down and think it through. You need to be in your home long enough to start gaining the equity. Don't over remodel your house and then plan to sell. You will be in trouble if that happens. And you can't control mortgage rates. You can't control what the Fed does. But there is a report here that I want to mention because it matters more than people realize. ABOR released a homeowners affordability index, and it found that every $100 increase in monthly housing costs pushes roughly 9,800 Central Texans into a cost burden territory. That's not just about your purchase price. That's property taxes, insurance, maintenance, and any of those things that could stack on top of your mortgage. So the 3 things you can control are your credit score, because that directly affects your rate, your cash reserves, because life happens after closing, and your actual payment comfort. If your future mortgage payment ends up being $1,500 more than what you're paying in rent right now, then start setting aside that $1,500 every month for a few months. Do this before you ever plan on making an offer on a home. If putting that $1,500 aside every month is crushing you, that's real information. And if you're comfortable and it didn't faze you, then you just started building up your down payment. And you proved to yourself that that payment can work for you. Now, here's a pattern that I keep seeing with even some of the most comfortable buyers. And it's not about how much they make. It's dual income households. And I love to see this when I have buyers that can do this. Instead of qualifying for both of their incomes, they structure their life so that their mortgage and all of their other bills fit just under one income. That second income becomes savings, becomes their cushion, becomes completely optional. If one of them lost their job tomorrow or if something happened, the house is still fine. Nothing has to change. Those are consistently the buyers that tell me they have little stress and they sleep well at night, because their housing payment was never tied to the best case scenario in the first place. So here's where this leaves us. Austin is not crashing, and it's not the frenzy of 2021. It is a market that rewards buyers who are prepared, whether you're looking at $450,000 in the suburbs or $1.5 million in Westlake. If your credit is solid, your reserves are in place, and your payment works today, then you don't need to keep waiting on the sidelines. If you want help analyzing how this looks for your particular situation, reach out to me. I have great lender partners that I can get you connected with and help you see what your future payment will look like for the type of home you're hoping to buy. Let me help you drill down that pocket of Austin that you belong in, and let's get you qualified and ready to be a strong buyer. If you're watching from outside of Austin and need a great agent in your market, reach out to me as well. I have a huge network of agents that I work with. I can make sure that you get a great one. If this was helpful, please subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and I will see you on the next video. I'm Shannon Green, your Austin Realtor, and I will see you soon.